Hi parents, it's Miss Thomas. I just wanted to hop on really quickly and go over the homework because we'll start sending home homework next week. So every week on Monday, you're going to get a checkoff sheet that looks like this. It'll always have the letter we're learning about and the sight word or sight words we're learning about. For the first 3 weeks, you'll get a set of instructions like this, and it has little arrows going to explain which box what it means for each box, but I know for me, I'm a visual learner, so I thought I'd just make a little video in hopes that would help. So the different categories, again, this is just a checkoff sheet. So on the homework will go home on Monday. It's due back on Friday, and the only thing we want is just this one sheet. We don't want any of the work attached. And so you'll write your child's name, and so Monday, the first thing we need to do is tracing. You can see, and sorry if it's backwards, hopefully it flips it around, but I know you'll be able to read it either way. So the letter we're working with is S. The sight word we're going to be working with next week is my. So I just quickly took out some computer paper and I just wrote in highlighter some S's and the word my. And then your kid will just take their pencil and they'll trace over your writing just like these two, if you can see how they have pencil marks on them. So they can do a whole page of tracing. If they don't need tracing, your kiddo already knows how to write the letter S and the word my. Have them write it a couple different times. You could use loose computer paper, or the next time you're at the Dollar Tree, you could pick up a little homework notebook for them, whatever you decide. So you can see we're already going to go ahead and check that off because we did the tracing. The next thing, the next category is letters. So I got these at the Dollar Tree, but you can use things you got at the Dollar Tree or the letters we send home, the little flashcards we send home. So again, the important thing with letters and sounds is that they need to do them out of order. So you could play a little game. What letter is this? D. What sound does it make? Duh. And you could just go through the different alphabet. Another option is when you're at the grocery store, you can pick up different objects like a box of Cheerios and ask them what letters are in the word Cheerios. The only thing I had on my desk easily able to grab is hand sanitizer because I'm a teacher and I need to use it a lot. So let's say you're in the checkout line and you see some hand sanitizer. You could just ask your kiddo, oh my goodness, let's try to read what word this is. What letters do you see? Oh, I see an M. What sound does M make? So just trying to get them to see that learning is all around them. When you're at a stop sign, they can say, oh my goodness, look at that sign. It says, let's try to read it. I see the letter S. What sound does the S make? S. Now I see the letter T. What sound does the T make? T. So it's basically trying to get them to just see, like I said, that learning is all around them. Okay, so we went ahead and we practiced our letters. I'm going to check that off. 2 checks already. I'm going to try to make this quick because I'm already at 3 minutes. For numbers, you could do flashcards. Again, you'd want to practice them out of order, or you could just you could show them like different blocks. I'm sure you have toys at home, and you could show them different blocks like this, and you could say, how many blocks are in this set? 3. How many blocks are in this set? 5. Which one's greater? 5. Which one's less? 3. Later on in the year, you could say 5 take away 3 equals 2. Again, we kind of want to leave this up to the parents because you know your child best, and so you can adapt this homework to what they need. So if they already know their numbers 1 through 10, start working with numbers 11 through 20. If they're maybe a beginning learner, maybe they didn't go to preschool and they just need to work with the numbers 1 through 5, that's totally acceptable. So getting them practicing their numbers, you could also, in this category for numbers, you could also do a tracing sheet like this of just practicing their letters. 2s are really hard and 5s are really hard for them, so we practice it a lot in class. But go ahead and get them to practice identifying numbers, comparing numbers, which one's greater, which one's less, tracing numbers, anything like that. Go ahead and check that middle category off. All right, almost done. Counting, that's the easiest one. Counting, you just do it in the car. Every time you get in the car, count to 20. 20 is our goal for trimester 1. The next trimester for trimester 2, which will end in the spring, would be to count to 50. So if you want it, you could just start having them practice counting to 50. So every time you get in the car and you finally pull out of that Magnolia parking lot, I know it's hard and busy, then have them start practice rote counting. 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way up to 20, and if they can do it, all the way up to 50. Great. You can get that category done before you even get home. Reading, most of our kids aren't able to read yet, so you would be reading to them. After you read them a bedtime story, maybe make sure to ask who are the main characters. I know sometimes they're tired and they want to go to sleep. That's the point of the bedtime story. So if you don't want to ask it that night, you could ask questions about the book that you read the night before, or you could ask them questions in the morning, or just try to squeeze a couple comprehension questions in there so they're paying attention to the story you're reading and also relaxing since it's their nighttime routine. Go ahead and check off that you read to them or an older sibling read to them. And then the last category would just be your initials. So Monday is all checked off. We're ready to go to Tuesday. So on Friday morning, you're going to bring this all checked off. Go ahead and message me if you have any questions, but I hope that made it a little bit simpler for you. Again, we really want this homework to be adaptable. So if your student knows all their letter and letter sounds, well, then you're not going to practice letters, you're going to practice sounds, or if they know all their letter and letter sounds, then you're going to start applying them. So let's put the letters C-A-T together. Go ahead and write C-A-T. Now let's sound it out. K-at, cat. What does that say? Cat. So again, we just want this to be adaptable to measure for your child wherever your child is at. And we want it to be easy so that it's not a packet of paper that they're getting after a long day. That's totally okay in other grade levels, but kindergarten, we push them really hard during the middle of the day to make all these academic goals. We want them to go home and rest up so that they can come back tomorrow and learn. Okay, well, let me know if you have any questions. I hope that that was helpful and not more confusing. Again, it's just a simple checkoff sheet. Most of the things you can do walking around Target, or by the time, if you practice reading stop signs, so you're practicing letters and street signs, identifying the letters and street signs, and you practice counting, and you even look at the numbers of the apartment complexes on the way home, that's 3 categories that you've already done just in the car ride. Okay, well, I'll let you go. Thank you so much for watching. I appreciate it.